have myself a real good time.
Good morning. Turtle Toe woke me up at 5 a.m. She said, the sun's out. And I said, but it's 5:30. And she said, well, I don't like to hike late. We had a pleasant night, except the fact that as soon as we stopped to camp, it started raining. Maybe we'll do more than 5 miles today.
We are on Carter Dome, suffering through breakfast.
Yes, Turtle Toe altered the breakfast to include chia seeds for
But
extra
I put
protein.
in too many, and it's really
Disgusting.
pudding-like. No, I could eat it. It was just not great.
Yeah,
But,
I suffered.
but my coffee was weird.
Yeah, we're having Farm to Summit coffees, which a chili mocha is delicious. The oat milk latte is weird and tastes like diet food.
So then we mixed them together, and then both of them tasted weird.
Yeah. How are your shoes doing?
Oh, they're very strange and ugly, but they fit. This is what happens when they stop making your favorite shoe and you have to get the dregs that no one else wanted that are left over.
I think a lot of people wanted white shoes.
I don't think they did, or they wouldn't be left over. This color and the vomit color are left.
You can see the winds whipping, but it's quite pleasant up here. How lovely is the trail this morning? Filled with bunchberries. Look at this. So much blue-beaded lily. We did decide to bypass Mount Height in hopes of water. Big debates whether to blue blaze around Mount Height, and Mount Height's supposed to have some of the best views in the Whites, although many things are in contention for that. I personally think Mount Monroe has the best view in the Whites. There's a possibility of water if we go around it, and we need water, and the next water is at Imp Campsite, which is in like 6 miles, and that's way downhill, and we don't like to do that if we don't have to. Water on the backside of Mount Height on the trail, but a report from just a couple days ago said it's pond scum and good luck scooping it. So that doesn't sound great. That was a very confusing intersection with the Black Angel Trail because it crosses the AT, zigzags across. And this is where we're taking the diversion, blue blazing. I've never taken this trail. Strictly water source, so we have time to consider life. I think that's Madison. It's a big mountain. Our blue blaze is completed and it did yield water, so it's a success. We skipped Mount Height, which apparently has amazing views. I've been there before. It does have amazing views, but water is important. We even have mountains in the distance. Maine, where we're going. I don't feel like going to Maine. When I last hiked the little section from Grafton Notch to Durham, thinking that I'd never been so glad to get back to New Hampshire. This is funny because the mileages are often wrong.
So they write
19 mile. No, it's actually 1.9. I believe it. And then we have Carter Mariah. Looks like the AT thing was added. Carter Dome, we did that. Imp, we're headed that way. Yeah, okay. Going up South Carter. Going. I'm so glad we did the presidential traverse in a day and a half or so in order to put this in perspective. Really makes us seem just like a pretty regular trail. This nice trail. We've got about 30 miles to get out of New Hampshire and a little over 300 Totten. And I think I'm going to count down for simplicity and excitement because counting up from is complicated And the northbound miles don't really reflect what we're doing. Regardless, we're at like 1860 or something northbound miles and 720 when we camped last night for our miles. Wow, already impressive looking where we've come from this morning. That's Carter Dome, and right behind the trees is Wildcat. We didn't do that. A particularly lovely stretch of trail. Into a spruce wave, which is where they die off in waves. It's pretty cool when you see it from afar. I think that's where we're going. And then we have this cliff to go down. Working our way through the Carters. And there's Middle Carter. Fields of Labrador. And looking out to, well, everything. The presidentials, Madison, Jefferson, the snow patch. Of course, Washington with the auto road.
Between 1 and 2, which is worse than it was before.
Look at those clouds. This trail has the best views of Mount Washington. Of course, when you're on Mount Washington, you can't see how cool it is. This is slug country. There was a slug on our tent this morning, on the outside portion of the inside. Can you wave again? This is our first official bog of the trip, and it actually looks fairly dry as well as well bridged. Soon we'll be reaching the fearsome bogs of southern Maine. It seems fine. We just passed the North Carter Trail Junction. We're on Virgin Trail for me, and I think for Total Toe too. I have done loops including the Carters. I've done Mariah, but I haven't done this little bit in between. And North Carter.
This is North Carter, I believe.
North Carter is not one of the 4,000 footers because it's not quite big enough or separate enough. Way back there you can see the lift on Wildcat. See a lake out there. I think we're going that way. The way this is pretty. And I'm just gonna appreciate that for a minute before I descend the cliff behind me. This is tough. This North Carter descent to Mariah is crazy. I broke a pole again.
Like filming me when I'm gonna fall on my head.
Well, we should see the MOI.
This is not good.
Why are you over there? You should be to your left.
I know, but I can't get there now.
You did it.
Not yet. My pack is making me not go where I want.
There were little things of moss coming off as you came down.
I'm not having fun because it's...
Oh.
You know I have the camera out.
Do you?
Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. It's a little hard to find water here, but it's under our feet all the time. It's just not the most desirable water, but I think if you were in a pinch, it would do. Oh, a brand new sign. Oh, it even says AT. I think that's a feature of the new signs.
It looks like a new sign.
So we're making progress. We've made it past the Carters, kicking and screaming. And now we're headed up Moriah. Moriah is a slabby mountain. I remember that from climbing up the Carter Moriah Trail from Gorham, so the other direction. I was thinking this might be different. Apparently not. It's just slab after slab. The slabs are dry, at least today, and mostly walkable. It's really a confidence game. And so far it's going good, but I could see it could go downhill quickly, literally and figuratively. Whew. And it's training for what's coming in Maine. Don't tell Turtle Toe. I think it's time for a bit of a break. Whoa, this is a different perspective. Carters, dark clouds over them. The presidentials. We're in a little different place. Washington just barely visible over the edge there. Slabby Mountain exhibits B, C, and D. Waiting for Turtle Toe in case she can't find her way up the slabs. I am dirty. This day has taken its toll.
Here I was, resting peacefully. Then I came around the corner.
It is a bit slabby. They're like spring beauties, but not. Looks like a mini tornado here. Or just winds and weak trees. Spruce wave. I see the summit right over there. Doesn't look like much in video. It's a little slab walk. Washington in the rear view. This is our last mountain of the day, and I feel like we have more than fulfilled our mountain climbing obligations. And a very, very short tree, but not a small tree. Look at the trunk on this guy.
It's a bonsai.
It is a bonsai. It's a White Mountain bonsai.
I mean, the flowers
bog
don't.
laurel
The leaves
and Labrador tea, and apparently another bog.
I'm here for one thing. Because I'm on the AT.
You're not here to make friends?
I'm not here to conquer all those 4,000 footers. And
Well, I am in Maine. I'm only not going up this one. I wouldn't make you go because I've been up it more than once.
okay.
So, but in Maine, that's not going to be the story. Mud pit alert.
Oh. It's tipped backwards, so hang on.
Waiting for the bus.
We're waiting for somebody in a bad mood.
Just now, we got passed by someone I believe is a thru hiker. He was headed to the Carter Hut. He was coming down off of Moriah, and he was cursing like a sailor. And it kind of made me feel better because it's nice to know somebody else finds this hard. So we haven't seen very many other people today, which might be just the loneliness of Nobo, which is that unless we're going a lot faster or more likely a lot slower than other people, we're not going to see them. We've seen a couple single night backpackers, slack packers, day hikers probably doing 4,000 footers or something. And this morning, we were still eating breakfast at the top of Carter Dome. A guy ran by with just a little tiny camelback, and apparently he had a tarp in there, a bivvy, and I don't know what else, but he was running. He said his name was Captain Morgan, and that he's done the trail 3 times, preparing for some big endurance race. This was his training, and he's second fastest in the world in something. Wasn't clear. Slow moving trail. So I thought I'd just stop to give myself a break and film. It's also a beautiful trail, but yeah, it's slow. There are steps built into it, but it's still slow moving trail. Finally, that's good news.